skyline looks frozen tonight. Like time stopped beyond the horizon.
Feels emotionally absent, like the city forgot its own identity. Electric tension beneath sleepless eyes, static pressure underneath pale skin. Even silence feels unfamiliar now, frozen, distant, disconnected. Signal fading, night expanding, no ending beyond the skyline.
The Iron District never sleeps. Wastelands, every reflection feels cold and distant, like emotion dissolved into machinery. Static pressure beneath tired eyes, metal tension underneath pale skin. Even silence sounds mechanical now, industrial, restless, disconnected. Systems active, signals fading,
district keeps breathing through smoke and steel. The city sounds like machinery tonight, breathing through steel and smoke. Every reflection feels distant and artificial, like humanity buried beneath the infrastructure. Static pressure beneath tired eyes, mechanical tension underneath pale skin. Even breathing feels engineered now, metallic, restless, disconnected. Systems running, signals fading, no silence inside the machinery.
never stopped. They only disappeared into the fog. Pressure never leaves completely. It keeps moving under the skin. Hanging above wet alleyways, neon reflections bleeding through the rain, subway echoes crawling beneath concrete, static air covering empty districts. Every heartbeat sounds mechanical tonight, like damaged circuits inside the body. Train lights disappear into thick fog, cold shadows stretching across glass towers. Pressure, signal distortion, pulse accelerating through the darkness. Kick drums crashing through underground chambers, smoke twisting beneath red warning strobes. Bodies moving like hypnotized machinery, lost inside industrial repetition. Acid frequencies ripping through silence, like voltage burning across steel veins. Nobody speaks inside this warehouse. Only movement, only shadows, only bassline shaking the floor. Static veins. Lights flickering endlessly, empty faces inside midnight trains. Every reflection feels emotionally erased, like the city drained its own humanity. Static underneath, sleepless eyes, electric tension beneath pale skin. Even breathing sounds artificial, now mechanical, restless, disconnected. Fading, pulse increasing, no silence inside the transmission. Smoke flooding across warehouse floors, space pressure shaking steel foundations. Dark silhouettes under red lighting, moving through industrial fog. Acid distortion tearing through the darkness, like fear transformed into sound waves. Everything feels colder tonight. Cold lights, cold air, cold veins. Static veins. Dark signal, static veins. No escape. Pressure keeps moving.
city.